What's going on, guys? Well, before we get into this video today, I want to show you something that I bought. And what I bought was this kayak. And yeah, I plan on taking this kayak fishing, doing all kinds of videos on this thing. But before we get into that and do those kinds of things, I'm going to take this kayak over to Brenton's house and I'm going to put it in the pond. And I'm going to get in it and I'm going to drop a line in the pond and see if I can get him to come out and see what his reaction is. So let's see how this goes real quick. All right, well, Brenton is not here yet, but I have the kayak in the backyard and the goats are going crazy and they're about to start climbing on it. Steven, I will turn you into a burrito. So we're gonna get this thing into the pond. We're gonna fish for a largemouth bass. I got the kayak in the pond. Now it's just a matter of getting into it and getting a fishing pole. Well, we made it into the pond and yeah, we're dirtying up the water a little bit. And that's okay though. Brenton's gonna be mad. All right, I got the fishing pole, so now I'm gonna call Brenton and just see where he's at. Hey buddy, it's such a nice day. When are you coming home? Oh, okay, well, I'm in the back looking at the animals. Come back. Well, we're gonna catch something here. Brenton! Hold on, dude, I got a 10-pounder. Well, apparently this is a fantastic idea. Well, and then Pickle Boots decided to join me.
Just to let you know, my name is Brenton, and we're named Brenton, so just say it like that, I guess. But some people fish, to people's fishing's a hobby. Some people fishing to them is a passion.
I'm sorry, what is it again, Brenton?
A passion.
All right, guys, well, what you just saw was a very small clip, literally a very tiny clip for one of Fanatic's, in fact, Fanatic's very first YouTube video that he ever filmed and edited that never got uploaded. So what you just saw, no one else has ever seen. And why am I putting this in my video? Because there's a reaction video coming to that entire video very soon, where you are going to get to see Brenton, aka Fanatic, in a way you have never seen him before, because, well, he's like 8 in this video and he's making a YouTube video, and it's an amazing transformation what this kid was like when he started compared to where he's at today. And it just goes to show that perseverance, drive, ambition, dedication can get you to where you want to be. You just have to follow your dreams, work hard for it, and you will get there. But just seriously, if you liked what you saw and you want to see more, make sure you comment below and let me know. And listen, if we get enough comments, I will drop that reaction video very soon. And maybe I'll do a collab with Brenton and we react to it together. I don't know yet, we'll figure that out. I gave away a piece of merch randomly the other day. Congratulations to Aubrey Caruth who won that. Your shirt is on the way. I ordered specifically what you had asked for, and you should be getting that. It's gonna take a little bit of time just simply because fulfillment times are a little longer due to the COVID response, but you should be getting that in the next week or so. I will drop you an email with some shipping information once that is available. Now, do we want some more merch? I've asked in these last couple of videos to get us up to 1,000 comments. That hasn't happened yet. So, can we get 1,000 likes? Comments seem to be a hard thing to get, so can we get 1,000 likes on this video? If we can get 1,000 likes on this video, then we will drop another piece of free merch in the next video. So make sure that you stop right now and like the video. Like, just do it. It takes you like 3 seconds. In fact, I will pause here and wait for you. 3, 2, 1. Have you liked it? All right, good. I am tremendously grateful for the support that you guys give the channel, so thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, on to today's video. Hey, what's going on, everybody? So we are back for another video today, and I'm just gonna preface this video to let you know that I have been planning and buying and getting things together for this build for quite some time. I've made mention of it in many videos. You have heard about it a couple of times. If you were paying attention, you may have picked up on what it was, but the video series starts. And today is part 1 of this video. And what I am telling you now is we are building something epic. Or at least I think we're building something epic. I mean, you guys may not. So in today's video, what I am going to be showing you is footage over the last 4 months, technically over like it's more like January, February, March, before the whole COVID thing hit and everything started shutting down. But what I'm going to show you is the footage from all of the different reptile shows that I attended with Pyrotoad in order to buy the supplies to build a huge, amazing, extremely large enclosure. So to start, I want to show you, I went to the Lone Star Reptile Show and met up with Pyrotoad, and I picked up a few things for this build. So let me roll that footage real quick to show you what we picked up there. So for a build like what we're trying to accomplish here, we're going to need quite a bit of cork rounds, some cork flats, and some odd and end pieces of cork. So that's what Chris here is picking out for us now. So I want you, as the expert, to tell us, what are we picking up today? You pick. Whatever you pick and whatever you tell us we're buying, that's what we're buying today. Got it? He is the reptile expert, so we're going to take his advice. So he's going to be the one that's helping us build this paludarium. So whatever your recommendation is, that's what we're picking up.
You can do one of each. Let me pick. Hold on, I want to pick the two.
You realize legally in the state of Texas you are now an adult, right? Okay.
Oh, that's fun. We have more plants in the back that I've been holding back for you guys, so when you get
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Alright guys, here's what we're going to do. He comes back out, we're going to mug him. He has no idea.
No clue. No clue.
Sup?
How you doing?
Reptile Expo 2014.
All right. So we have more? So we have 2 boxes of pillow moss.
correct. A bag of sheet moss, this will go across the background, give it that more natural textured look.
Sure.
Corn butt fern.
Corn butt fern, which is actually a yellow lemon button fern.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have this palm.
Palm.
Creating a little rainforest in that box. And we got this, I don't know the exact name of this one.
It's really cool though.
And then we got another butterfly. Then we've got our bromeliads. So, and then a little one, right? Yep. Stick those guys in the corners. We got our 2 small plants.
And then our 2 moss branches.
Yep, our resurrection fern
Our
branches.
resurrection fern branches.
So super dope. So like once we water this one, it'll grow out more and look more like this. So you can kind of take a look.
Perfect.
Super dope. Orange isopods. Yeah. So these guys are gonna break down any waste and debris inside the enclosure.
This kid is a master at his craft and actually builds all the, you build what? The pallet, what all do you build for?
Any bioactive setups, really paludariums, desert setups, really anything that deals with live plants or anything, really anything living reptile related.
Pyrotoad here is he's going to help me build this, an 18 by 18 by 36 inch paludarium. All right guys, so we are here in Pyrotoad's, well, reptile den is what we're going to call it. He's going to tell us about his cane toad and how stinky she is basically and other things about her, and then let's talk about this reptile den.
Alright guys, let's get Gucci out. This is my cane toad. Their scientific name is Bufo marianus. Now she's a fighter, so let's see if I can get her. Come on, big girl. Come on. This is probably the fattest toad you've ever seen. Wow. So there's my hand compared to Gucci. And she is the largest species of toad. This is the biggest species that you'll ever find, and she's the most toxic species. So. And now,
does she operate the same way from a toxicity perspective? Like as far as the other ones go, where she has glands and...
Correct. So right behind her eyes here are her parotoid glands. If you were to squeeze these, or if you were to bite onto her, those would gush out a white milky substance that's their poison. And for a small child or like dogs and cats and stuff like that, it can kill them. These guys have even been known to take down adult alligators. So,
oh, wow. So these are like standard toads that we have around here, because I know they're not as toxic, but like if a dog gets a hold of them, they secrete something that causes them to foam at the mouth, right?
Correct. It's the exact same scenario, except she'll kill a dog as opposed to just make him, foam at the mouth or get an upset stomach. So. Now in the wild, these guys will eat mice and sometimes snakes. They'll really eat anything that'll fit in their mouth here, and they're truly beasts. Now they're found typically in South America, but they're introduced to Australia, Hawaii, and even South Florida, and so now they're an invasive species in all 3 of those places because of their pure size, their pure toxicity. They're just unstoppable toads, and since they get the name, so their name is Bufo marianus, which means marine toad. They can withstand some really toxic water. These guys have been known to breed in drainage systems, sewage systems sometimes. So they're really hard to stop from breeding, and they can lay over 50,000 eggs at one time. And this is a female, Gucci, the female cane toad.
Wow. Now, I am not showing this reptile room and it's blurred out, and that's simply because Chris, or aka Pyrotoad, wants to release a full reptile room tour as soon as he hits 1,000 subscribers. He's less than 100 away, so go ahead and help him out so we can get this full room tour. There's over 35 reptiles in here. Alright guys, well hey, I really hope you enjoyed the video today. There's a lot more coming. This is probably going to be a 3-part series. I am actually going back over to Pyrotoad's house today to drop off some additional supplies, and we are going to actually start the build today. And then we will have a 3rd video where we actually introduce you to the animals that will be going into this enclosure. So like I said, please stay tuned. And if you want to get notified when those videos drop, make sure that you click that subscribe button down below. Turn on that little notification bell. That way you never miss an opportunity to see the great content coming out of this channel. Well, I mean, I think it's great. Hopefully you guys do as well. With that all being said, why don't we walk around and look at some fish real quick, check out everything before we get going today. All right, well, why don't we start here with this fantastic guppy tank, and look in here at all of these beautiful little guppies. And look, right there, we have the male and the, okay, oh, hold on. There's the male, there's the female, another female right there who is also pregnant again. And then we have a bunch of guppy fry flying around in here. Hard to see them all, but yeah, tons of guppies. There is a solid black guppy fry in here. You cannot see him. There he is, right. Oh, you can see him back there behind the hose. Yeah, solid black guppy fry. Never seen one of those before, but that's really cool. Moving over here to the grow out tank. I have not moved the baby guppies over here yet. The 2 little guppies are still in here from before, but the tank is looking fantastic. I just need to move them over there. I'll be doing that in the next couple of days. So everybody in these tanks are looking fantastic. So moving over here, we have the beautiful little show quality betta in his tank, which looks fantastic. And he looks like he's ready to eat, but he eats way too much, so I'm not feeding him again today. But everything in here looks great. Moving over here, we have the rasbora tank. And the rasbora tank, as you can see, is always crystal clear. And once again, that's always due to this fantastic internal canister filter. There is one of the Cory catfish. There are a couple of yo-yo loaches in here, which have completely wiped out the snail population in here, which is fantastic. Moving over here, we have the pike tank, and the pike is actually out. Look at that. There he is right there, and he is really starting to color up, and hopefully he'll start coming out a little bit. Right now he doesn't ever come out, and I don't like it. It makes me sad. Back here, you have the black ghost knife fish. There he goes. Look at that. There he is right there. Problem is that he doesn't like to come out either, so he just always stays back behind something. And if you notice, my driftwood's floating, my rocks are knocked over. That's because the pike is just destroying it. So I'm gonna have to rescape this thing, and I really love this tank, but he's just not liking the natural habitat that I built for him. I really need to get rid of all this stuff and just have nothing in there so we can actually see him. But we'll get around to that. We'll figure out what we're gonna do with this. All right, now we have the 100 gallon. The 100 gallon's looking good. If you notice down here, the doors are off and the cabinet is cleaned out and it's empty, and that is because this is getting a remodel. There's no hood on it because the hood is over behind me, and you've seen in previous videos what I'm actually doing with all this. And sorry about the background noise, but they're out mowing the yard at the moment. But as you can tell, this is yeah, the lights off. Everything is off because of the remodel of this tank. It's also going to get a new scape, which is coming soon, so stay tuned for that. Moving over here, we have the hamster enclosure. This is the original Syrian hamster, and she is doing very well. Once again, I'm not going to wake him up, but everything looks good in here. We just cleaned this cage out yesterday, and it has fully destroyed it today. Now, moving up here, we have the robo hamster enclosure, which I talked about in a previous video. If you notice, this cage is all completely nice. Everything looks exactly the same. Everything is good, and then boom. The sand area is completely destroyed. Why is that? Well, robo hamsters, as I've learned in my research, they are actually desert-dwelling hamsters, which means they love the sand. He absolutely, or she absolutely loves the sand and spends 90% of her time or his time in that sand. Well, that means that this entire enclosure, other than for sleeping, gets no use. That rubber hamster spends most of its time in this sand. So we are actually going to be relocating the Syrian hamster from this cage into this cage because that Syrian will get a much better use. out of this huge enclosure than that robo hamster. Then we will be building a new enclosure for the robo hamster that has about 75% sand and sand type areas compared to having 75% of the burrowing kind of stuff and things like that, which that hamster really doesn't like to do. I mean, literally, that hamster goes into this tunnel, goes to sleep, comes out, plays in that sand, eats, runs in the wheel, drinks its water, and then goes back into the tunnel and goes to sleep. Doesn't burrow, doesn't do anything. I think we can make a much better home for this hamster than this. So stay tuned for that. Coming into here, we have the guppy and molly tank, and as you can see, there are some fry back in here. Right there. Yeah, everything is looking good in here. Moving down here to the turtle tank, we have little Elon Musk in there, the musk turtle, looking good. There's one of the neon tetras sticking its head out. There's a clown pleco in here. When I did a clean on this tank recently, the clown pleco is always up under these rocks. He's doing good. And then back up under here is the little pink belly side neck, which is also doing really well. Down here, we have the big blue betta and his little girlfriend, and they are not mating, and they're not going to because this little guy right here is old. He's up there in age, so he's probably not, you know, into that thing anymore. So that's okay though. They're still living a happy life together. We also have our rescue bettas, which are all looking fantastic. We are going to be rehoming all of these guys very soon. Over here in the indoor pond, if I put my finger in here, everybody wants to come out and eat. Everything in here is looking good. Over to the saltwater tank. Here are our two clowns, and we have a Sally crab. Somebody asked me recently about the brittle star. Unfortunately, the brittle star died quite some time ago, just due to when I was first setting this tank up, I had an issue with the water parameters. Being new to saltwater, unfortunately, I lost that guy, and you know, unfortunately, sometimes it happens. But we have gotten the water parameters good. If you look out this window right here, the pond is dirty and gross, but it is springtime, so that means that we are going to be out there cleaning this out soon, getting this thing going again, and absolutely going to be stocking this with fish. Alright guys, well, with all that being said, hopefully you have enjoyed this video today, and hopefully you are enjoying the content. If you have any video ideas or suggestions, please comment those below, or send me a DM on Instagram, a message on Facebook. You can reach me on TikTok. My email address, my phone number, everything is in the description of every video. There are plenty of ways to get a hold of me if you would like to. You can shoot me a text, call, what have you. But I really appreciate the support, guys. I really, really, truly do. And I hope that you guys are enjoying the content. So, with all of that being said, hey, we will see you next time.